What I'd like to talk to you about is Pan, Panda and Bamboy and their superhero friends. Now what I'm doing is I'm developing a series of cartoon characters that are interested in designing a better world. And what we do is we take action to create cool stuff, and it's all fiction, but it's like real life stuff that we can do as humans. What it is it's a process, medium term, long term, where we're going about developing a brand and then building around a whole bunch of tangible, creatable, like real life things that we can introduce into like the world that make it a better place, because the world's changing and so are we. Pan and Bam and the Pan Bam brand started about 5 years ago, where basically I went to see my friend Mike, and he's an artist. I asked him if he would design a cartoon character, something that's smiley, a really cute animal or human image that we could use to present positive values around the world. And a year and a half later, what happened is Mike got into touch with me and he presented me with this huge painting, and that's how Pan and Bam began. Oh right, well the goal is, what we want to do is we want to dream, we want to design, we want to make decisions, and we want to take action. And to do that, what we need to do is we need to like figure out what every person out there, and every animal as well in Pan Bam world, is really built for, like what their dreams are, like what their gifts are, what they're talented in, and like then figure out, well, how can we work together to create cool stuff. And like an example is that Pan the Panda and Bam the boys started their own stationery line, and they're really interested in sustainability and recycling and stuff. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out, well, what's happening with the world's resources, and how can we go about taking stuff that's already been used out there, like waste paper from industrial systems, and then turn it into a new product without actually having to go through the process of creating new things all the time. So this is about reuse, and Pan and Bam have got the slogan here. Here we go. Use, reuse, recycle. And Pan Bam Stationery is one of the projects where what we're doing is we're reusing before we recycle. So it's like a whole intermediate stage that we've yet to learn about. And if you want to know about Pan Bam Stationery or how to make notepads and books out of rubbish, then email us at panbam.com, and we'll basically send you some information and we'll see if we can work together. A lot of the time when Pan Bam's being developed, it's because of when I'm working in a school. Like I'm a trained school teacher and I teach technology to kids. We learn about design and how to innovate, and a lot of the time what happens is you have a bunch of kids who are like 10 or 11 or 12 years old, and they're all gathered together in a room and there's iPads everywhere and computers and stuff, and we're basically starting out trying to think about, like for a start, how we're going to like calm down and like get some kind of a vision and then make use of our time. And basically like the biggest difficulty really with Panda World is trying to figure out, well, how can we explain something, and then like how can we like get all the people like who should be involved in developing new solutions in the world to come together. Yeah, because we're like independent thinkers a lot of the time. We're trained like that. Yeah, you have to look after yourself, but that's not true in Pan Bam World. In Pan Bam World we work together. I think one of the best moments recently was when I went down to a shop and got this Pan Bam t-shirt made, and I've been wearing it around and heaps of people love it, and so we want to make heaps more of those. But also one of the other best moments is when I went down to the shop recently too and made this Pan Bam Tiger t-shirt. Something that I've really loved the other day is just going down to this print shop in Sydney called Sydney Digital Publishing, and like they just worked together with me to make a whole bunch of notepads and books like out of local materials. So like these books are made out of like rubbish from another print shop and like a cafe and stuff down the street and a courier company. Yeah, and we just collected industrial waste from them and made stuff, and it's just like makes you feel real alive, because you can like just turn up somewhere and like make new things. Yeah, that's a highlight for me. I think that what we're continuously learning in Pan Bam World is that who we are is not a result of what we do. Who we are is who we are. Like it's about being. It's to figure out like who am I really, regardless of what I did, and then how can I follow through and take some action in a way that's natural. I met all the beautiful Vibewire people like at some events, And basically I figured out that what's happening is there are a whole bunch of people with parallel thinking out there, right? And heaps of them gather together in the Vibewire community. And it's really amazing to turn up into a place where people have open-minded ideas, they're interested in like having a social consciousness, figuring out how to collaborate and work together and create things. And yeah, you often don't get that out there in the rest of the world because a lot of people are driven by fear, but not at Vibewire, right? We're driven by love. Well, in the next 6 months, what we need to do is we need to figure out how we can make Pan and Bam walk around, sort of like Bugs Bunny. And to do that, we're going to have to find like a college or like a bunch of people who are out there doing freelance work and that, who are willing to put some time into like taking Pan, Bam, and the baby tigers and the lions and stuff, make them walk around and tell stories and things. And also, we want to develop a stationary line. So if you're like a school or a business or an organisation, and you have like lots of rubbish, like in the form of waste paper, cardboard, plastic, paper, then we want to like basically figure out how we can develop systems and educate our people to like make cool stuff out of it, rather than sending it away to like China to get mushed up and turned into new things.